Good morning, church family. I'm here in Skopje, North Macedonia with my friend Marino, who pastors the International Church here. It's so good to finally be here with you.
And it's great to be with you too and have you in Macedonia finally.
I'm really glad to have been able to make the trip. So appreciate you hosting the Recharge retreat this week for MICN. I'd love for you to tell the church a little bit about your background because you're not originally from here.
No.
So what's your story?
Okay, so born, grew up, raised in Split, Croatia, and there once I was in the school, or actually getting my studies, became a believer. Dropped that, went to theological seminary to get my degree, and by God's grace, in the meantime, while studying there, met my Macedonian friends, got my Macedonian call, and ended up in Macedonia.
So you came as a missionary to reach Macedonians?
Right.
Okay, and then you met your wife here.
I met my wife
You've got
here.
a couple of adult children now.
Yeah.
But so how did you end up in the International Church?
Well, that was a long story, but the short story is that because the International Church administratively belongs to the Evangelical Church that I am with, so the pastor of the church came into the office one day and said, look, we're going back to the UK because the last pastor was from England. And so we were like, okay, who is going to be the pastor of the International Church? And we were praying, and then he asked me if I would be willing to consider this. And I said, okay, I'm going to pray, and I have to ask a few people about this. I got yeses from the three of them. The most important was my wife. And, I felt peace in my heart, and that's how it started.
And was that a bit of an adjustment, going from pastoring in a national setting into the international?
Oh, very much so. It was it wasn't any personal issues, but just, to adjust to the situation that, one Sunday you're there, you see some people, next Sunday you're there are other people, like you don't know who is going to be there next Sunday. So that's totally different than when you're pastoring a local church, then, kind of have a sort of steady group of people that you work on, build on, and so on.
Yeah. Well, what are you looking forward to this week with the retreat, with us being in town?
Oh, well, first of all, great time in fellowship together. Also, there's going to be a time of refreshment for every one of us because we just need to be encouraged. We simply need the fellowship of the brothers and sisters that are involved in ministry, and we can pray together. And also, we're going to have a good time because mostly people like the food here, so you should have pretty good food.
We've got people who are coming from a number of different countries, from Iraq, from North Africa, from Ukraine even. So it's a great time to have fellowship together. So we appreciate your prayers for us as we gather. Appreciate you praying for all of those who are coming here to be refreshed and to be encouraged, because International Church ministry isn't always easy. And so it's nice to be able to gather together in that. Sure. The other thing you can be praying for as well is not only does Marino pastor the International Church here, but he's also involved in political ministry. And so we've been together at the National Prayer Breakfast in the United States. Right. We've been together in the EU Prayer Breakfast in Brussels. And so I know you are, once a month, you're working with Parliament members. You spend a lot of time with that. So if you're praying for my brother in that too, I really appreciate his intentionality and his missional calling, both in the political sphere as well as the International Church.
Yeah.
So thanks again. I look forward. When you see this,
Thank you.
It'll be tomorrow morning, and then later in the day I'll be preaching at Marino's church. Looking forward to that, and be back with you all next Sunday. God bless.
God bless you.